Practice has been going pretty good. You know, it's been a little different because we got those 5 freshmen. That's a lot of guys to teach while you're going. And we've tried to do is we've tried to put 2 full teams out there. So the freshmen are on teams, and it's not all fair to them. They don't know exactly what they're doing, but I think they're getting some valuable experience. And pleased with some of it, displeased with others, but at five days in, it's been pretty good.
What are you most pleasantly surprised with, in good and bad, Tom?
Well, for the most part, until part of today, we've been shooting the ball really, really well, and I've been pleased with that. I've been pleased with Kyle Arns. Has had a hell of a run. The guy that was kind of the forgotten guy, as we all know, and you probably saw, you know, Matt McQuaid's still been out with that little hamstring. I think he's practiced a little bit today early. He's probably got one more day, but I'd say that pleased with Kyle. A little disappointed that I don't think our bigs are rebounding like they should and could, and our freshmen got to do a better job of that. They're just kind of learning how to get a little more physical, but they'll get there. It's been pretty good.
Notice Marcus twice went up and laid the ball in, at least tried to on one of them, where he could have dunked it. Is that just the learning process of dunk when you can?
Yeah. Marcus did that, Gabe did that a couple times. You know, those guys are phenomenal athletes with great length, and they haven't done as good a job as I think they could do as learning how to attack. But it's part of the physicality of college compared to high school. You know, they just don't have that grit yet to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how fast those freshmen adjust to that.
Okay, Larry's not here, so a little bit of something.
Yeah, we're.
Is that a toolbox thing, or is it something that you think you can work?
You know, I hope it's not a toolbox thing, but you're right. I swear every year I'm going to try to do a little more. So now I did a better job than anything I could do. I removed myself from it, and DJ's got the entire zone package, and we spent some time with some other programs, spent some time looking around, and I'm kind of pleased the way that's gone. We put it in 3 days ago, so it's not something that we're, you know, that we've worked on a lot, but I am pleased with it. And yet, every time I want to change a little something, some way, shape, or form, I just look at the stats from last year and I say, God, we were so good defensively and we were so good in a lot of other ways, but you know, there should be a little change, few adjustments, so that'll be one of them.
X looks like he transformed his body quite a bit over the summer. What can that kind of mean for his game?
Well, X and Nick, you know, have both lost another 15, 20 pounds. I just wish they would have gave it to Marcus and Gabe, but they just let it go to the wayside. So they've done an unbelievable job with their bodies, on both of them. I mean, Xavier, up until maybe a little bit yesterday, but today, he has shot the ball so well. And if you ask him, he spent maybe as much time as anybody except Josh and McQuaid in here this summer, and you really see the difference. But I think both of them are in better shape. They'll be able to go longer. I think both of them are in better shape. They'll be able to, they're quicker, they're more athletic, and they look a hell of a lot better.
You missed the days when Midnight Madness was the first practice and it was midnight.
I do miss that. Yeah, I really do. I like the fact that you know, we moved it up a little bit, but I'm excited about Midnight Madness. I don't want to take anything away from high school football. You know how much I love that. So we're trying to move it back a little bit again. There's some reasons that were beyond our control that we couldn't. And as far as the starting date, it seems a little more anticlimactic now because we're allowed so much time during the summer, and we're allowed a lot of time when school starts. You know, this 4-hour thing makes it a little anticlimactic. But I think when we get the kids in there and these guys are going to be jacked for it, it's still a pretty good tradition here, and hopefully it'll continue. And I'm hoping all those kids get to your high school games when they're over. Come and spend some time with us till midnight or so.
Nick seem a little bit, you think the offseason with Nick and everything with the NBA, does he seem a little different? Like maybe the focus is different? You know?
Yeah, a lot different. Yeah. It's a good analogy, but I think what happens, and I talked to some NBA guys that have been here the last couple of days, you know, when you test the waters. One of two things happen. You either get disappointed and you figure that, you know, I'm really half in and half out, and I warned him about that, you know, just like I warned Miles last year. If you're thinking about it, you know, once you decide not to, you can't be half in and half out. And so what Nick did that I was really impressed with is right when he got done and decided to come back, he started working out 2-a-days. That's when he dropped some more weight, but that's where he spent more time on his shooting and his game. So if I look at what Nick did on the court and then in the classroom, he had his best, they kind of go hand in hand, you know, if you're focused in. So I'd say the focus, the energy has been a lot better, and everybody in this room knows that Nick and I had our differences on how hard he played. That's one thing I don't complain about right now.
Could he end up being a leader for you guys? You see that?
He's getting there. Yeah. I honestly, I know some of you can't believe I'm saying that, but I am saying that, and I honestly think he could be.
I mean, at one point I heard him yelling at Foster to run. Not hard. I don't know if you hear that much.
Well, he should be good at it because he heard me yelling at him for 2 years to run, so it's probably a good deal.
But you've used him as an example to the younger guys, like, why aren't you working like this guy? Which is progress for him.
Especially this summer, the way he did things. I was, I don't know, I was really pleased with Nick's summer, you know. We had a lot of good guys that had good summers, but Nick and X, for big guys, had phenomenal summers. And I don't want to forget Kenny, because he had a hell of a day today.
So is that one of the reasons why that you think he can be a leader like that, is what he did over the summer, or is there anything else?
Yeah, you know, I think what he did over the summer, to be honest with you, kind of shows his dedication. I mean, he was in here 6 o'clock in the morning, he was in here at night, taking care of his business academically, had his greatest semester on campus with some real classes. And yeah, I think, you know, I think the players see that. You know, I think Nick, the respect factor of the players has doubled, to be honest with you.
What did Kenny do well today?
Kenny attacked the offensive glass, he can guard really well, and he's making shots. So Kenny is one of our best athletes, and with the longest, you know, he's got a 7-1-inch wingspan. So Kenny's one of those guys that I think could play at a whole nother level, and hopefully he's starting to do that.
How's Foster doing?
Foster's been good. You know, he really had a rough time the first week. First week I practiced when it was 4 hours a week, and now the first week last week, you know. But like good smart players do that have high basketball IQs, same thing Cassius did early on in his career, is you learn what you got to do and what you can't do. He still gets himself in trouble trying to take it too far, thinking he's back in high school and there's going to be some 6'5" guy in there instead of a 7-footer or 6'10" guy. So he's still got to make some adjustments, but he's starting to shoot the ball, know where he's shooting it. You know, the biggest thing for him is his strength, and can he guard somebody, you know, and that's what he's going to have to prove he can do. Otherwise, at that position, if they're taking advantage of the point, it's a scary deal.
Those bigs, they shooting the ball pretty well. I guess what are you seeing from them? Is that going to be a determining factor maybe on who's where?
Yeah, as far as, I mean, who we start and who's in the playing group. Yeah, you know, I think we do have the advantage. We could go, like I said, 3 ways right now. We can go with X and go double big, and we can go with Kenny and go athletic and big, and we can go with maybe a guy like Arns and go small but have 4 perimeter guys who can shoot it. So I like having those options, but I've been pleased that X and Nick have played really well together at times, and Kenny moves in there and it's almost like a real smooth transition. I think it'll really help us defensively. Nick is a lot quicker. He can now guard. We might be able to switch. He's been a lot better on the ball screens, which we all know that I challenged Nick with his ability to guard ball screens and my 92-year-old mother, and I was not joking. I was serious, and that has changed a lot.
Is Aaron Henry big enough to play on the floor if he can learn the position?
Yeah. You know, that is our big question with him and Gabe. How many positions we want to try to teach him? But Aaron Henry is the one freshman that is strong enough, physical enough. He's got the best vertical on the team at 40 inches. And he kind of reminds me a lot of Allen Anderson. He's got an incredible first step. And that first step is going to make it hard if we do put him there for Forrest to guard him. So those will be some of the things the next couple of weeks will determine.
I know you talked about him winning attitude. He seemed to make guys better this summer.
He he does seem to make guys better because he went to one of the best high schools in Indiana and he knows how to play. And when you know how to play, you find a way to make other guys better. And somebody earlier asked me, what have I been most impressed with? I think whether it be my staff or people that come in to watch, our basketball IQ and our ability to make decisions has gotten a lot better. I don't know totally why, but maybe because we got to spend a little more time with them this summer. Those decisions have really been much better than they were.
Guys, the players are ready.
You mean
right,
like
guys?
half court and full
yeah.
court and transition,
yeah.
fours and fives?
Yeah.